And we don't understand why the guy who's been at it for 6 months is getting the business, right? Because we're educating the world, we're writing our newsletter every day, we're doing all those free seminars, we're, getting our book out there, all good stuff. But if it's not reverse engineered to lead to your irresistible offer, you opened the door for somebody who is paying attention to that to actually go in there and get the transformation and, of course, all the other good stuff that comes with that. So bad news, I know, but good news because you are in the know now. Consider yourself on the in crowd. and the thing is, you wouldn't be here, I want to talk to you, I wanted to be here because you have something to offer. You have enough of a sense of that, you know that. Now, some of you may not be able to articulate it perfectly yet, and that's where we come in. It's like, how do you say what you do? How do you package in a way that you can help the most people possible? Maybe you're ready to move from one person at a time to many people. That's why you're here. That's why you might want to put it in a book. How can we couple that with an offer so you can quickly utilize that awesome creation, that book, that $18 book, and instead of only being able to go that far, you could also offer them your $497 teleseminar, your $5,000 coaching package, your $3,000 live event. Fill in the blanks with how you deliver the goods or how you'd like to. So, the mechanics of making an offer. You guys ready for some how-to? Now, this is one of those things I have to say. It can be so easy that you might miss it if you blink. Like, this is not hard stuff. This is just about awareness and following the steps. Something I learned early on when I escaped from corporate, I thought, oh, I'm free. Well, I learned very quickly that without structure, I wasn't free. I was miserable. Structure is actually what gives you freedom. The thing is, you got to pick the structure you're going to live by. So you select it. So this is an example. I'm going to give you a structure. If you plug your offer into this simple structure, you'll have freedom with making your offer. Whether you want to call that making a sale, making an ask, selling, asking, an invitation, you might like that word better. Instead of feeling all pent up and am I going to be pushy or salesy, all of our work is about you building in a structure that gives you the freedom to make your offer, your invitation, without feeling pushy or salesy. And that's what this will do for you. It's pretty simple stuff, very powerful. So there's 3 parts, 3 steps to making an irresistible offer. 3 steps to making an irresistible offer. The first one is that it has to have a main dish. A main dish. Now, a main dish, get some water, hold on a second here. A main dish is the main way that you deliver the transformation or the outcome that you deliver. Can I borrow some hands? I don't have enough hands between the clicker, the microphone, the cap, and the bottle. Thank you. Terry's here to save me in case I push the wrong button on my clicker. Thank you. And I know I can't put this on the AV table, or I'll probably get my head cut off, right? Take a chance, all right. He said, over here? Okay. There it is, okay. So the main dish is the first part of your irresistible offer. It's how you deliver that outcome or transformation that you uniquely deliver. So if you help people learn how to homeschool, right, then your main dish might be that you have, one of my favorite main dishes when you're getting started is a 5-part teleclass. You can use a free conference line. You tell everybody, be on this line every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. $497, you can be in my course, and I will show you exactly how to homeschool. It can accompany your book, so if you've got a book, you can get this plugged in right away. You don't need any packaging, no printing. This is how I started. So your main dish might be my homeschooling, $497 5-part teleseries. Maybe it is, where's my gal with the experiential learning that we were just talking? It might be, an experiential learning course. My main dish is a 3-day experience, at a dude ranch, right, where you're going to break through all these limiting beliefs that you thought you were a city boy, right? And you're going to find out that you're everything. So we're going to do that through a 3-day adventure. You guys getting it? So it's this transformation that you uniquely provide in a format that you provide it. Here's an easy way. I like to give you sort of the shortcut. The easy way to remember it on the main dish is when you speak about it, remember, they're buying the destination, not the plane. So they're buying the experience of being able to school their children themselves and be, in charge of what's getting inserted into their child's brain. They're not buying, well, it's 5 one-hour calls and there's 300-page workbook and then you get 6 Q&As and, in fact, all that we call the service delivery, that's kind of what stops people from buying. It's the old model of making offers. And you're going to get 28 CD set with it and we'll couple that with, 6 retreats. And it's like, yeah, that used to work until we all got so overwhelmed. So you do have to address that. That's about 10%. We show you that in the Speak to Self formula. It's about 10%. You got to show them the scope of work. How does it happen? But here's a tip, okay? 90% of your words, your actions, your talk is about the destination. It's about the outcome. It's about the transformation. And we're going to, for those of you that choose to work with us further, we'll constantly be putting you through the ringer on that because we're always reverting back to selling the service delivery. And just keep this in mind. If you just make this one shift, go look at your website. You'll do a whole big rework just thinking of this. Right? Look at your offers. This will increase your conversion. The queen of sales conversion will be so happy because if you just transform this, 90% transformation, 10% on how you deliver it, you'll see immediate results from today. Immediate. So that's the first step, the main dish. It's that main way you deliver that transformation that you deliver. The next step that you couple with that, and this is where we start to get into the irresistible part of the offer, is we want to couple bonuses. But I have kind of a different take on bonuses than a lot of what's been out there. I really believe your bonuses should be few, like 1 or 2 or 3, and this is a big one, related. Like they should actually have something to do with the main dish. Like if you're selling homeschooling, maybe a great bonus would be a special guide on break time activities, right? Like if someone's homeschooling, don't they also kind of need to figure out what to do when school's not in session? Or good food that feeds the brain during that time? Like think about the other problems that person that bought your main dish would have, and if they could get that as a bonus today, wouldn't that move them off the stick, right? I'll give you some more examples in a moment. And then few, there are some models, and I will say in the book launch world, there is definitely a model where everybody throws in their bonuses, and we launch books for sure. We have 4 bestsellers ourselves. So I'm not knocking that, but I'm talking about you out there in your business making your offer for your service. You're not going to show up, in front of maybe you're a coach speaking to women who are in transition from career to their next chapter, and you're not going to show up with your $1,000 offer and $47,000 worth of downloadable bonuses. Just different model, okay? So that's the second thing, the bonus. And then I'll show you the third one. I'll show you an example we use. The third thing, and this is the biggest mistake I see people make, it's called a limiter, and not using this is the biggest mistake that I see people new at this make. Now, at the risk of overloading you, I'll just give you the goods, okay? There's 2 kinds of limiters. One of them is time. This break only, today only. Only until the end of the month. If you get that contract looked at by your board and get me that purchase order, the agreement, before the end of the month, I won't have booked my flights to come out and do that corporate training yet. So I will tack on an extra half a day and train your staff too. That's a $5,000 value if you can get that back to me before the end of the week, before the end of the month. Any pressure there? No. There is tension. Pressure comes from you pushing. You're not pushing. You're just saying, hey, if you can get that back to me, I'll be more than happy to sweeten the pie. We don't want pressure, right? None of us want to be pushed or pressure. What we want is tension. Tension's within them, right? And a good irresistible offer has that person moving because they're like, wow, I probably would have hired her to come back and train my staff. So when we usually don't meet till next quarter, let me see if I can rally the gang and get this thing through before the end of the week or month or whatever your limiter, your time limiter was. You guys see it? All right, I need a little interaction to make sure you're getting it. Okay. The other limiter, do you want to know the other one? Yes. All right, there's time, and then there's quantity. Quantity. Look, I only brought my favorite Jewish lucky number, 18, I only brought 18 of my Sales Accelerator trainings with me today, right? So when we take a break, it's really just going to be the first 18 people that are going to get this $500 course on top of the program that we'll be offering, right? So let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm just going to pick the third person in this row. Here you go. Thank you guys for moving up. I wanted to make sure I kept that promise. I have like a lot of trepidation. I'm going to fall down backwards over the stairs. Okay, I said it out loud. You can get over it now. Anyway, I'll tell you more about what that is in a moment. So that's the limiter, time and quantity, okay? And the biggest mistake is to make your offer, like you put some of you doing proposals and things like that, and you don't put a time limiter on it. Or you don't put a quantity limiter. You know, I can do, how many of you do free sessions to sell your work? Anybody here? Raise your hand. Yeah, so look, you do have a limited schedule, right? Or are you different than me and you have unlimited time? So you really need to look in your schedule before you make that offer and say, you know, I have 6 appointments next week, right? And then I'm going, you know, to travel with my kids for a week, and then I'm back and I have 4 more. So I have 10 appointments in the next 3 weeks, and we'll just give them out in order of those of you that want to come and grab one of those. So use those limiters. When you just have this unlimited opportunity, you know, you release the tension. So make them authentic, just like that was, and they work really well. Here's an example. So our main course that we're known for, that you know, people all over the world are, this is the thing that makes all that hard work you do finally pay. It's called the Speak to Sell Bootcamp. It's where you drill down on your irresistible offer and you completely dial in your act, your Speak to Sell talk, okay? So when we offer that, I always, hint, hint, on the break, right after I speak, offer what we call our Get Booked Toolkit as a fast action bonus. We sell this separately. It's $497 because when our clients finish with their talk and their offer, what's the next thing they're asking? How do I get booked? Well, we realize I've been booked solid for 6 years and we don't really pursue gigs. So I was like, there's something we're doing that's having gigs come to us. So we figured it all out, packaged it up, put it in the Get Booked Toolkit, and people want that. It's smart to want that. We have a good track record. You're seeing lots of people who are booked out there are our graduates. They're known. So when we offer that, it helps people to trip their own wire. You know that part of you that needs to overthink something and you talk yourself out of good things that would have been because you overthink. You know, sometimes we say, you know, the Get Booked Toolkit has a time limiter. It's this break only. It's to acknowledge the people that are ready to go. And it helps our clients, and you'll help your client to get past that part of themselves, the little me that wants to keep us small, you know, and it helps them move. What's that saying? Oh, let me see if I can remember it. The heart has no questions, and the head has no answers. So you can help your clients get out of their head and into what they know, you notice where I'm pointing, into what they know with a really good irresistible offer and a limiter like that really makes sense to your clients. This is one of the ways we do it. So that's the first part. You guys with me on the irresistible offer? Raise your hand if you learned something you can use. Okay, good. I knew I was in the right place. So just a review, you've got the 3 parts of the offer. Let's see who remembers what they are. Number 1, main dish. Number 2, bonus. Number 3, limiters. Awesome. And what 2 kinds of limiters? Time, quantity. Awesome. See how fast you can learn this stuff? And it really is just that fast to put it into action. I'm going to tell you right now, if I could give you one assignment, I'd put you on a content diet. You do not need to go home and create any more content. And you don't need any more letters after your name to make a difference in the world, especially this group. You think that going to get another set of letters after your name is what's going to do it, and I'm here to tell you, no. You need to take a pause from that and install what I call your sales conversion machine. All that getting out there, speaking, tweeting, Facebooking, blogging, news, flying around the country for local stations, trust me, I've done it all. It doesn't pay unless you have your irresistible offer and your signature talk, your sales conversion machine. I don't know how to be any more honest about that. This is our model, and this is what we see. People have been struggling a long time. finally plug in to make it pay. So it's a system. Selling well from speaking, speaking free, and selling well, it's a system, it's a formula. You don't have to have a particular personality or look any particular way. We have people doing this in every language all over the world with, every different kind of way of being. So anybody interested to see the formula? That was kind of the second thing I wanted to do, but I don't want to overload you. You guys got the space? Okay, it's 5 steps, so I think we can do that. It's all taken from the Speak to Sell Bootcamp that I mentioned. It's a virtual bootcamp, and it sets you up with your talk and your offer to do all those things: stages, webinars, video, and teleseminars. And as far as I can tell, that's pretty much what we have as experts to get our work out, right? You can do TV, PBS, all that. I put it all under video. So before I show you the formula, having lunch with you, I came back, I adjusted my slides a little, pulled 4 examples that I'm just trusting are going to hopefully help some of you who are really like, I really want to see this application to me a little tighter. So before I show you the formula, here's 4 different business models that are using it. Because the biggest shame would be if you sat there and said, well, I don't see how this applies to me. You'd miss it. So just listen for, here's the question: how can this fit for me? Okay, if you ask, does this fit for me, guess what you get? A yes or a no. You don't learn anything. But they're teaching this in my kids' school. I love this. How can this fit for me gives you a growth mindset. Right? There's growth that comes from that question versus fixed, like, does this fit for me? So I love that my kids are learning that. So how can this fit for me will give you illuminations, give you growth. So here's 4 different ways it's being used. This client of ours, Sean, he was doing financial services. Anybody here in that, something close to that? A couple people. Okay, it must have been for you and you. Really, love what he does. We want to make a difference for more people. How can I help more than one person at a time? Came in the course, got the illumination to create, he calls it down on the bottom there, his Financial Joy Club.